the Democratic Party has not been visionary since we were children. That's just a
Correct.
fact. There was moments like when Jesse ran in 84 and 88, that did some things, and I think that we need to
Shirley
keep
Chisholm. We can even go
Shirley
back.
Chisholm,
You know,
72.
that's a moment.
And it's like, but what has not happened is a consistency with this. And the Republicans, the right wing movement, MAGA, whatever it's called now, has always been consistent, at least going back to Reagan, if not Nixon.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Love you, Karen. Love the show.
Thank you.
Disagree with you on Hunter Biden. I need that dude to take several seats.
Why?
This is not the time for him to be, trying to relitigate the past. If he really wanted to help his dad, maybe he should have did some debate prep with him because
Well, he explained that the man was on Ambien. And I think, hold on. Now is the time to set the record straight. I think because we have a midterm election coming up, and we study history so that we don't repeat the bad things. We study history and we learn more context so that we can make better decisions and choices. I appreciated the Ambien flying around the world conversation. I appreciated the Democratic Party didn't handpick Joe Biden. They didn't want him. And he goes on to talk about Clooney and Obama and all that. And I think it's important as Rahm Emanuel is throwing his hat in the ring for us to know who the machine really is. I think that's important. I like that he did that.
Yeah.
I got you. It's not doing anything to help the Democratic Party right now. And I'm not buying the Ambien story.
Okay, you don't have to buy it, but we did. I was in Galveston Juneteenth, and Joe Biden was there. They shut down the whole thing. We couldn't even go into church. The man has cancer, and he showed up. When there was a tragic event in Texas in your very backyard, Trump was on a golf course. To me, we don't have to buy. We all watched that debate. It was horrible, and maybe he did miss a step, but at least he's a human being, which is more than I can say for the person that's living currently in the White House sometimes when he's not on a golf course everywhere. Again, this is not, to me, this is an opportunity for us to learn more and to do better next time. Did you vote in the last election, Ron?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Of course. I've voted since I was able to vote. But
okay.
So
if Biden was still in, would you not have voted for him? Would you not have voted?
Oh, sure. Yeah, because
okay,
the alternative was definitely not, suitable. But I mean, we're acting like we didn't have another alternative. When Biden dropped out of the race, the Democratic Party should have got wholeheartedly behind Kamala, and they didn't.
Correct. And this is what
I'm no
we're
fan
getting
of the
insight. I mean, isn't that what Hunter Biden was like? Nancy Pelosi, and he's naming names. I'm like, I suspected it. It looked like it was a tepid, endorsement of Kamala or pushing Joe out. It looked like she had a hand in it. But now we're knowing for sure Axelrod, and he's like actually giving us some insight, which I appreciate.
So Karen, I just want to know, do you feel like what happened to Joe Biden is actually what happened to Joe Biden, or this was more of Hunter Biden defending his father's honor?
I think two things could be true. I think two things could be true, because if that's my daddy, I'm going to be out here defending it. And I think at the same time, Joe Biden could have, I don't know, we will never know. So in that way, you're right. We will never know if Joe Biden had stayed in, if he would have beaten Trump. I think he would have had a better chance, perhaps, than the very rushed candidacy. They raised a lot of money. They did a lot of things in those 100+ days that Kamala Harris had to get a campaign up and running. But Joe Biden, I think, had he been there, it was rough to watch. But again, we're not really voting for people at this point in November. We weren't voting for people. We were voting for platforms and the ability to be able to move about the cabin and not have our whole entire lives upended as it is now, because they gave us the blueprint. This is what they were going to do. The Project 2025 was on the table. They even handed it out. You could download as a PDF. They did not care. They knew what they were going to do, and we knew what they were going to do. So this is not even a message to us because we showed up. We showed up in November, but I'm glad about the context because around the corner, we're going to forget the next election. And so we need to not ever forget that this is what we're in. And the Democratic Party is complicit. I see Jamie Harrison out here with a podcast, sir. Don't want to hear from you. Me personally, not a fan of the way in which you handle this, this thing as if the Democratic Party is one thing. And when he said AOC, when he said he also did Jamie Harrison's podcast, okay, maybe I'll listen to that. Maybe I won't. But, when he said AOC and Bernie Sanders they were thankful to Joe Biden because many people are looking at him like he's establishment, that the progressive movement, which we're seeing in New York, really take hold. Like that was a good thing for us to hear.
Yeah.
Ron.
Look, I know we got to bring in Brother Bilal, but everyone, the Democratic Party has not been visionary since we were children. That's just a fact. There was moments like when Jesse ran in 84 and 88 that did some things, and I think that
Shirley Chisholm, we can even go back.
72.
That's a moment.
And it's like, but what has not happened is a consistency with this. And the Republicans, the right-wing movement, MAGA, whatever it's called now, has always been consistent, at least going back to Reagan, if not Nixon. It's been consistent and very clear. And we're constantly, those who claim to be Democrats are constantly reacting to that. And so I actually think these conversations are necessary. What's happening in New York City around the mayoral election, it's a necessary conversation, what Hunter Biden's bringing up. And like, folks, don't dismiss him because he had some substance abuse issues, et cetera. Like, he's actually saying some things that you're right, Karen, behind the scenes we need to know about. Like, what was really happening there? And I think that we got caught up and I certainly supported Kamala. We wanted to support a black woman. It was about time, a woman, period. We saw what happened to Hillary in 2016, but I think if she had more than 100 days, if the Democrats, he'd even had a conversation internally where when Joe got in, immediately he said, okay, Kamala, you got the next one. I got us in, you got it. But you're going to have a full year to run. 100 days is tough to try to sell this thing. That's what happened. And I think, the infighting. I mean, what I did remember hearing, Karen, is Hunter going off on George Clooney. He's especially mad at George Clooney.
Yeah, I was too. That New York Times piece was like, sir, what are you doing? And then, Obama's hand was behind it, throwing the rocks and hot. Like, it just felt very disrespectful to somebody that got this country across the finish line. And I don't think we are going to remember that this man got us across the finish line. Build Back Better was going to be something particularly for rural America, for black folk. The farmers were going to get their reparations. It wasn't enough, but it was something. All that's off the table now. Insulin, holding Kroger's and all of these grocery stores accountable for price gouging and putting that on Front Street. That was all the Biden-Harris administration, and it's all going away. It's all going
infrastructure bill that was supposed to. We hope that it.
Student loan forgiveness. Y'all now going to have your pay garnished.
Yeah.
You're going to have your pay garnished.
Yeah.
So I just, again, if we don't grow and become sophisticated in this, we can, let's this is the past. The past is what informs the future.
That's right.
But we have to know. Yeah, we're not relitigating what happened. We're saying this is new information. And we can use this for the next thing, which we must.
I'm going to watch the whole Hunter Biden interview. I need to see the whole thing.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not beg.